Replacing the sub tank. First, I like to take this Nomaki cover off. This has 7 screws in it. And then we'll take this door off so we can easily access the sub tanks. It's got 4 screws, 2 on this side, 2 on that side. I like to loosen the top screw and then fully remove the bottom ones. And that way it gives me a starting point of how to put the door back in there and what position it needs to go. So now that we've got our 2 screws taken out and the other 2 loosened, we're going to swing this over. And we don't want to pull too far away from the machine because it is still connected. Worst case scenario, we got to find where that 2-wiring harness is in here for the safety switch. And then we're going to take off the door here with 2 screws. This comes right out. And then we have the carriage cover bracket, which is also these 2 screws here. And these, I don't ever take out all the way. They're just real nice and easy to loosen, and that way we don't have to fish them back through everything. And when we go to pull this out and put it back in, we want to make sure that we're not going to catch any of the ribbon cables on the left. Those are going to be a little bit tighter. And here we have our sub tanks. First, we want to pull out the sub tank holder here. Just like on the carriage, we have 1 through 8. So whatever channel we're working on here, and we have 10 ink lines. The ones that are different from the rest of the whites because they have the recirculation system. So the ink supply is in the middle and the recirculation line is on the front of the sub tank. So it is pretty important that we make sure not to switch those up. I always like to take lots of pictures. We'll disconnect the 3 fittings up top and make sure that we put the air line in the back, supply line, recirculation, or gray cap on top. And just like before, we want to make sure that the fittings and the seals are all nice and straight and tight. And then when we do go to lift this up and off, most of the times we can discharge this. If we can't either visually inspect it or check the sensor before we turn the printer off, we just don't want to pull it too far away from the machine because it is still connected through the sub tank sensor. This is what's on the back of the sub tank. When we go to take it off, we want to pull it out. And when we go to put it back in, hook it in for these little clips here and then lock it back into place. And before I go put reseating my sub tank, I like to give it a little wiggle on my sub tank just to make sure that it's locked in from the post and the hole here. Then once we put it back together, we reseat the sub tank, and it's just a push-in fitting here, down, and then just our 3 connections up top. We got our air line in the back, supply line in the middle, and then either the gray cap or the recirculation line in the front.